Alright, we are going to start today. This video is going to be about linking our Django API login system with our React Native app. If you have not been watching my other videos, please go ahead and do so as this video builds upon those. But we're going to start with getting our Android app running and the Django server running. So Python 3, let's see. And once we have these running, we will go ahead and start on linking. There it is. So we have our login page that you'll see here in a second. So let's go ahead and open our global context file. And let's take a look here. We need our login screen open. Okay, and then I think this will cover it for now. So we'll go to the login page. So what's going to happen? Oh, we needed one more global context. Okay, so we'll get started here. We're going to create a new global context variable. So we have is logged in, but we also want token because we want to store our token when we log in. So set that up, and then we're going to export it down here. Token, set token. And in our navigator right here, I want to add if it's not logged in or there is no token. So in order to go to the home screen, we have to A, be logged in, and B, we have to have a token. Okay, just simple modification there. Now in our login, we're going to create a new fetch here, and we've already created a fetch in our global context. We're actually just going to copy and paste this right here. We're going to rename this handle login. I know we have the function handle login here, but we're actually just going to delete this here in a second and only use our new one since we already have the fetch stuff set up. We're going to change the URL obviously because we're now handling users, and we're going to do login user because that is the URL that we set. We set the method to post, and then there's a couple other headers that we have to add just so that way Django lets us send in the data. And so we're gonna have headers, and we're gonna have content type set as application/JSON because we're gonna send in the data in JSON format. And then, let's see, body is going to be body. Now, currently we haven't defined body yet, so this is not going to do anything. So let's go ahead and do that. So our body, let body, is going to be a string, JSON, let's see, a JSON string, and we're going to pass it the data. So we're going to have username, and that's going to be the email field. Now, one thing about this is I like to set the email to lower case because you never know when a user might mistaken and they put their username or email uppercase, and it just kind of makes it a challenge. So I go ahead and just automatically lowercase it, and then the password we're going to send it in exactly as the user typed it in. So now we have our body data. That's going to be passed into this URL via fetch request. And then if the result is okay, we're going to pass it down to here, where we're going to say console.log logged in. And I'm just going to leave it at console.log until we test it and verify that it works. Once we test it, then we will add in this stuff right here. So for the time being, I'm going to comment this out with our fancy comment function. Okay. So let's just see what password when I try to log in. tim@poyadev.com, and the username I set was the password I set was new password, and you can see that all in Postman right there. Username is timvo or tim@poyadev.com, and so we're gonna get rid of the keyboard and we're gonna click login. And cannot find variable domain, and that's because we forgot to import it. So we're going to import that from global context, save that, and try again. All right, so it did work. We got a response, and now really quick, let's go ahead and print that JSON response, and just see what we're getting back. Login. Okay, so we're getting our email, first name, last name, yada yada. So I'm gonna create one more global context variable, and this is going to be, and we can actually replace token with this, and this is going to be user object, set user object. So I'm just going to store that entire JSON response in this user object. Let's see, object. Now, we just, oops, that should be a set user object. We just added token to Navigator, so we need to modify that over here. And we also forgot to import it. Whoops. Let's see. Is logged in and user object. Okay. So now on the login, are we importing that? We are not. So let's import user object as well as set user object. Okay. So we get a JSON response. So now what we're going to do is set user object with that JSON response, just everything we get back, and then we are going to set logged in as true. Okay, oops, and that should be a lowercase true. And then one last thing is we actually want to store the token. And what I mean by that is we want the token to kind of be stored within the app. In storage, and so that way, you know, in the future we can come back and pull that token out without having to query Django. Okay, so in our global context, we're going to add a couple of functions that we're actually going to export, or not functions, but constants that are serving as functions. So set token, and we're going to do an async token. And we're going to do await secure store dot set item async, oops, and name token and token. Now we need to import secure store, so we're going to do import star as secure store from. Now this is an Expo library. I like some of Expo's stuff, and so I'll use some of it in the bare React Native app. Some other stuff I don't like so much, which is why I don't create this as an overall Expo app. But the secure store is quality, and okay, so let's see, we're gonna, in global context, we're gonna go ahead and export set token, so we can access it from the login page, I believe. And what am I missing? Got it. Okay. This should be a comma. And secure store cannot be found, so we need to install it. Okay. So we're going to kill the React Native app. We're going to do a yarn add expo secure store. Let that install. Yarn Android, start it back up. And okay, so we have that function exported. So in login, we're going to import it. Let's see, right here. Set token. Something's not liking something. Give me a second. We're going to go ahead and set token with the JSON.token. Okay. Now let's figure out what's going on over here. Oh, we did not install unimodules. Okay. Unimodules is important when working with Expo modules in a bare React app. So we will install that. And that might take a little bit. Okay. Yarn Android. Let's see if it works now. Alright, and our, oh, nope, did not like it still. think I need to do just install modules. Nope. Okay. Okay, there we go. So yarn add React Native modules. And this should install everything that we need to get this running with the Expo library. So yarn Android, try this again. Okay. And does it work? It does appear to work. Okay. So login. Let's try to log in now. So Tim Vo. I'll just use Tim Vo. That's my username. And the new password. Login. And it looks like we logged in. Looks like there's an error though. Looks like we're missing some native dependencies. So let's terminate this. So yarn install, just make sure everything's installed. Let's see. Yarn link. Is that it? No. Maybe. No. Let's see. npx react native link, I think. Okay. And yarn Android. I messed something up. Let's take a look at our JSON package.json. Okay, so it's still in there. Yarn Android. Maybe I just misspelled it. I did. Okay. Set item async is not available. Okay, so we're gonna need to make some adjustments here. So we're gonna open Android app, and let's see, build.gradle, and let's see, right here we do apply from and then node modules. Oops. React Native unimodules / Gradle.groovy. And then let's see down here. Okay, let's see. After the implementations, we are going to add unimodules, dependencies, Okay, save that, and then we'll go, let's see, app, source, main, and then Java, com, my app, and then main application.java, and let's see, going to, where did I go? Import com.first app, and I'm just copying that from right there, okay? And then .generated .base package list, and then let's see, I'm going to import java.util.arrays, and import. I'm going to copy and paste these. You can get these from the code again, or GitHub, as linked below. We're going to import some of that, and then I'm going to import this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that is in there. And then let's see. Turn packages. So right here, I'm gonna add that. We're gonna save that. And then let's go back to Android and build.gradle and just check our SDK versions. We're okay on that. And then one last change, settings.gradle. Let's see, we're going to copy and paste this as well. Let's see, go to Groovy. And one last thing. Put that right here. Let's see, delete. That. And let me just verify I have everything correct. Okay, so that's just for the Android version. You can find all of these instructions on Expo's website under installing Uno modules, but I'm not going to go into that. So really quick, I'm going to do a cd android /gradlu clean. I'm just going to kind of clean the build up a little bit and close out of that guy. And I'm going to keep these tabs open just in case there are any errors that pop up, but I think we should be okay. Okay, cd back, and we are on Android. And let's take a look at what happens. Shrink that down a little bit. And we are almost there. It's just compiling a bit. Okay. Let's see if this works. So we're going to try to log in again. And Timvo. And new password. I think I might have misspelled that though. Let's find out here. And I did. So there's an error there. New password login. Okay, and it worked, and we don't have any errors. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out of all these Gradle files. There we go. Okay, so now as you saw, when the error when I tried to log in and I used the wrong password, it didn't really say much. So let's go ahead and add really quick an error text in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Oops. And reopen it. And then in here, I'm going to create a new state variable, error, set error, and then equals use state, and it's just going to be blank for now. And right underneath the login, we're going to add a new text here. So text. I'm not going to style it just yet, but this is going to be just error. And text. So when the user clicks on this, we're going to set the error to just empty, and we're going to try to submit. And right here, where it says else throw results.json, so if there's an error, we are going to, right before that, we're going to set an error unable to log in. Or we can just change it. So you can change it a couple times. You can do a couple different ones. You can just say like invalid credentials, or Sometimes if there's like a 500 error or the server has an error, you can say critical error, something like that. We're just going to keep it simple for the purposes of this. And so we're going to go ahead and go to the login page. And I'm going to just type in timvo with the incorrect password. New pass, so I'm missing the last part of it. And hit the login button, and there you go. We have the text there. Now let's clean it up. Style equals fonts, app settings, and let's just set it as an input label for now and just see what it looks like. See if we can use that. Oh, and I forgot the parentheses. Let's see, let's fix that a little bit. Okay. So I'm not loving it, so we're gonna actually create a new error label, and let's go to our fonts style. So error label, and one of the things I want it centered, so we're going to set the width to 100% and the text align to center, and then I do want the color of it to be probably a white. Let's just see what this looks like. Okay, so that works good enough for me. Now if I submit this again, that should go away and come back, and it did. Now if I finish off the correct password, then it should let us log in, and there we go. Alright, so that is just the basics of setting up a login system with React Native. We were able to now log in. In the next video, we will talk through creating a user account, registering users. We'll create the screen for it. We will link it. We already have it set up in Django, so we just need to link it. And then in the video after that, we will talk about user or email verification for when users sign up. So for now, that is all. Have a great day.